man, it is hot down here in Texas. But you know what? I got some friends up in Iowa who says it's 80 degrees. Hey, hey guys, this is Terry with NSPA's TV Paranormal Podcast. How's everybody doing today? I am doing great. I'm staying in the air conditioning. I think this weekend is supposed to be the first triple digit in Central Texas.
No, don't
But
like
that's
that.
yeah,
Join
it's
the
crazy.
party. Join the
Yeah,
party.
yeah, it's crazy. But with enough, let's forget about Texas, and we're gonna jump right in to Nick and Sue with Short Bus Paranormal from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Hey guys, how you guys doing today?
We're
Hi.
doing good, Terry. Good to see you.
Doing good.
Missy, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. Hey, tell us first of all, where'd you get the name from?
It's one of those names where I think that there's a really good, funny story behind it. It's not really a good, funny story. It's just kind of a weird story. When we first got into the paranormal, we had a couple other team members that were with us, and they used to drive one of those little Kias, the little
Uh-huh.
small little cars.
Yeah.
And we always laughed about, it looked like a little short bus to us. So whenever we went on an investigation, we'd say, let's jump in the short bus. And when they moved on to their own paranormal team, we decided we're going to keep the short bus name, and it just stuck after that.
Wow. Hey,
Awesome.
that is a good name.
It
And
is. It's unique. It's absolutely unique.
It is. It is.
because it actually it reminded me of a little yellow bus that I saw on the side of the road, and I was thinking that would be the perfect command center. I can rip out all those seats,
Yep.
put a table in there, put all the laptops and everything, and put some lights up like this, and that would be the perfect staging point for our investigation.
Yeah.
But the only problem is they wanted like $3,800, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's not worth it, but at the time, people just don't have $3,800.
Yeah. And you got to stick a lot back into them too, to make them
Yeah.
roadworthy and safe to go those miles. So,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah, hell, they didn't even want to take my check.
If they heard stories about you, Terry.
They didn't want to take my check, but that's okay.
House.
All right. Hey, so tell the world a little bit about you guys. How did you guys get started? Where did you get started? And why did you guys get started?
I grew up in a small town in northeast Iowa, and my best friend's house, from the day I started hanging out with him as a wee tad, was very active. There were footsteps going up and down the stairs all the time. Doors would open and shut. Water would be turned on and off. Just stuff that you just couldn't explain when you were the only couple people in the house. And it just always intrigued me when it came to that. It was the first location that I ever saw my first shadow figure. So that really got me interested. I'm going, there has to be more into this. So I really enjoyed it. I read a lot about it, watched a lot of TV about it, but then there was that pause in between where we didn't get a lot into the paranormal. And then luckily, my beautiful wife found out about a location that's pretty close to Cedar Rapids. And the one night we decided to book a day tour just to go check this place out. And we went to go check out this location, and we went, we've got to book an overnight. This is it. We got to do it. And it was kind of weird to book your first overnight investigation. You're just starting, you have no equipment, but we went there and we had a crazy, crazy active night. We had more stuff happen our first night in the paranormal than most people do in, I don't know how many investigations. We had it all that night and we got hooked. And that's where we've been doing it ever since. And that was about 10 years ago.
Oh, wow. 10
Nice.
years of fun. Well, hey, you know what, guys? Because you guys mentioned that you went into your first investigation, you booked it, and you didn't have any you didn't have any equipment.
No, very
No.
little.
With a
But
flashlight.
yeah, hey, all you need is these and your ears and your mind, and that's the best equipment you can ever have.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't ask for anything more than that, because without this, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Hey, how many? And you guys just started. Now, how many is a part of the team?
Seven?
Seven of us total it would
Seven.
be.
Oh
Mhm.
wow, seven. That's a good number.
It is that lucky seven. It's been
Lucky
working for us, that lucky seven as well.
That, that is a good number. Man, uh, have you guys? I mean, have you guys been really successful in your ventures? I mean, tell me a little bit of something about your stories. What's going on up there in Iowa?
We're pretty lucky. We're kind of in the middle of a lot of areas around us for investigations. We're not too far from the Illinois side for the Mississippi, so we've got a lot of great river towns that are haunted along there. You head down into Kansas, into the St. Joe, Atchison, Missouri area. A lot of haunted areas around there with Nebraska. But Iowa's got a lot of small farm towns. And this is one of those places that had, back in the day, a lot of poor farms
Mhm.
where,
Do you know what a poor farm is?
I'm gonna
Okay.
guess.
So a poor farm is basically it's like people that lost their jobs, women who are widowed, transients. They have nowhere to stay. They could stay at these these
Poor farms, right?
farms,
yeah,
and then they would do like manual labor, whether it's gardening, working in the working the farmland, whatever, in exchange for a place to sleep and food.
Room and board, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. And that's what a lot of these locations are. But and a lot of them, as things progressed, would go from a poor farm into
Like a psychiatric
like,
care facility.
they go
Oh,
into
okay. Like a
psychiatric.
group home, like, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And some were for tuberculosis homes. So they
Oh,
went
yeah.
to a lot of places. So a lot of these places have a lot of death, a lot of things going on in them. So that's where a lot of those places are here in our area. We're very lucky.
Oh, wow, okay, cool.
Well,
How big is Cedar Rapids?
Cedar Rapids is probably about 155 to 160,000 people.
Okay, so basically everybody know each other.
Not that small.
Not that small, but but if you bump into somebody, then there's a good chance you might see them again.
Yeah, or you at
Yeah.
least seen them somewhere. So yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's like you get that hometown feel.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like
Everybody,
Austin when we was growing up, Terry.
yeah. So
Yeah.
everybody's going to football games on Friday nights. Saturdays everybody's at the breakfast place getting breakfast.
Yeah.
You got that hometown feel.
Yeah.
So
High school football rivalry.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Iowa Hawkeyes are just
Yeah.
a jump down the street.
Oh yeah, I know that's got a lot of attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So, how does your community? The reason I'm asking is I'm going to ask about your community. How does your community feel about what you guys do?
Most people that we run into when they find out this is what we do, they're very intrigued.
Okay.
They either want to go with us, or at least they want to be able to watch us when we go live.
Yeah. We're pretty lucky here in the area that we're in, where most places are pretty perceptive to it
hmm
and willing to let you go in and investigate if you take care of the place,
Okay.
treat it with respect. and that.
Nice. That's really nice. Do they
So
charge you guys a fee or anything? Any fees you
Yeah.
guys?
Most
Yeah.
places charge, but we don't really have an issue with that as long as the money is taken and put back into the location for upkeep and that kind of stuff. A lot of these places have upkeep. A lot of these places need to be taken care of, so there has to be money coming into them. So we don't mind paying money if it's not extravagant, like some of these
Right.
places are getting pretty crazy.
Oh
The
yeah,
majority here in the Midwest aren't too bad.
nice.
yeah, that is nice. Uh, what does your kids think about what you guys do?
Well, they really don't care.
Yeah, we never had kids, so this is our
This is our kids, our fur babies.
four-legged kids. So
Yeah.
Okay.
But we've got a lot of our friends. A lot of them we still don't believe a lot in it. They still think it's kind of kind of wishy-washy, but we've changed enough people's minds with some of our investigations, and we've had a couple. One of our team members was a true skeptic,
Well, and me too.
and Sue was a skeptic when we
Yeah.
started.
Wow.
And one investigation, Sue kind of much changed her mind, and our good friend, one investigation with us, and he was a true believer after that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Mm.
fun when you can change a skeptic into a believer in one investigation.
Hey, Kanye said he can do it.
Bring him on. Let's go.
They definitely come on my show anytime.
Oh, wow. Now, since your community is around between the 100 and 130, 150 range, most of them, you would say most of them go to church.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, most of them go to church. Do you have any problems with the church community saying that, you know, hey, what you're doing is bad, shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that?
No.
You know,
No,
You
not
ain't
really.
got-
Most of no, we're pretty lucky when it comes to that. We haven't had run into that issue here with any of the churches or anything, or anybody that we've talked to. I've got a whoops, there we go.
Sorry.
It's okay.
you're good.
The dog took control over that one.
We've
Yeah.
got some friends of ours that are pretty religious, and they really don't mind too much. You know, we're pretty lucky when it comes to that.
Well, you know what's interesting is I work in a senior assisted care facility,
Mhm.
and most of them are, you know, mid 80s to upper 90s, and they're all fascinated by what I do.
Yeah,
So that's
Oh,
kind of
that's
interesting.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
But it makes sense too at the same time because
Yeah.
you know when you get older, you know that you're gonna come to that
Yeah.
fork in the road. You know.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
probably want to have that reassurance that somebody's actually confirming that there's something on the other side for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to confirm that. Yeah. You want to
Yeah.
try to at least. You know, like I want
Absolutely.
to know where I'm going. After I leave here,
Exactly.
not just in. Oh, our girl's real. Are you real?
Hey, you know what? I'm going to let you guys answer that question for him.
Well, that's one of those things until you really experience it,
Yeah.
it's hard to convince somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and Missy, I'm kind of like you have the abilities until like Sue and I, until you work with somebody that has abilities, you think that's a bunch of
Yeah.
hooey.
Hogwash.
Until you see what people are capable of, it's mind blowing. And that's kind of the way we feel about ghosts. And until you experience it and you just can't completely, you've tried everything to debunk it and you can't, well, there's not many too many other options out there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's always, to us, it's that always out there.
Even for those of us who have gifts, you know, we try to debunk our gifts. We first realize that they're gifts. We are like saying, this ain't a gift, this is a curse. I
Yeah.
don't want this. You know, this is
Yep.
scary. I don't
Yep.
want this, you know. But
Yep.
you have to work through it. It took me a long time to accept my gifts.
Mhm.
It wasn't easy because it's
Yeah.
like I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, we've got some friends that are like that. We've got some mediums that we work with that are just mind blowing, and like they said, that it's a lot for them to handle in a lot of situations.
It
Like you
is.
said, it's just sometimes it can be just so much if you go into certain locations.
Yep.
It's hard to accept and handle.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So true. It's so just draining mentally, physically,
It is
spiritually.
draining. Yeah.
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 And it's
Yeah,
like
and it's-
you're getting a whooping every time you do it.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny because, like I said, we normally have a couple mediums we'll watch with us, and we're doing lives, and
Yeah.
how they are affected, even though they're not on location, how they're affected by the spirits while they're watching us,
Yeah.
Yep.
which is kind of amazing as well. They get drawn, they
Yep.
they feel the effects of the building. It's pretty
Yep.
interesting.
Now we've got one in Australia and one in Ireland in particular that will jump on every single time we're out there, and they get really drained as well
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
from watching.
Just watching it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you guys prefer? How do you guys do your investigations? Do you guys prefer to go live, a whole event, or do you guys shut it off at some point just to keep your viewers guessing on what's going to happen next, What exactly do you guys do when you're out there?
Most of the go ahead.
We usually go live at different points in different locations. Um, Sometimes, if we're just not getting a lot of interaction, we might cut the feed just till something might, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes, if you ignore them, that's when they want to be seen or heard.
Yeah.
And that's when you can bring it back in and go, okay, it just got real,
Yeah.
and then it gets really fun.
Okay. Now, do you guys sometimes? Well, this is a question that I have actually for Missy and you guys. Do you think spirits are capable to coming in real time and then adjusting to today's situation compared to where they actually lived that and actually were, they actually lived their lives through? Do you think
Mhm.
spirits are able to do that?
I think they are. In my opinion, I think we've had enough things happen that to me that they know what's going on at a specific moment. I don't know if it happens all the time, but we had this past weekend where we're at a location doing an investigation, and we had this incredible young man. He's a deaf
Yeah.
deaf young man, and he has his own paranormal team. He
Nice.
is amazing. He has abilities, so his other abilities are really amped up
Yeah.
since his
Yeah.
hearing is gone.
Yeah.
And he to watch him is amazing because he'll actually, when he's sitting alone, he'll sign to the spirits.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool to watch. But he was in a location and we're standing back watching and he's signing. And then through our spirit box, a voice comes through and clear and says, "That's weird," as they're watching him do that.
Oh,
And then after
wow.
that, they called out his name shortly after that. So they said, "That's weird." And then the young man's name. So to me, that kind of leads me to the idea that on occasions, I think they can be in the moment in time where we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
agree.
yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Because
I think that they choose some spirits are stuck. They're
Mhm.
stuck in their time where they passed, and you're just seeing the echo of them go over and over in a loop, repeating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then there's some that are
Spirit
conscious
visitation.
spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're aware and they participate, and those are the ones that when you don't pay them attention, they get your attention.
Yes,
They will.
Yep. Yep.
They
Perfect.
will get your attention. That's what I always tell investigators when you're doing an investigation. You know, some of the best ways to get if you're going to a place and you've been there before and you didn't have a good return on any type of activity, go in there and ignore them and just go in there like you're just dismissing what's going on and that this place is haunted or that there might be spirits there or not. Just go in there and just talk to each other, have a conversation like normal people, and I promise you,
Yep.
they do not like being ignored.
And on that, a perfect example, we had gone to a location and we'd had a little bit of interaction that night, but not, mind blowing. And it got to be about 1 o'clock in the morning, and we had all gone into the living room just to kind of take a break. Now, that evening, throughout the evening, all of our pop cans were getting put on a ledge by the kitchen sink, which is kind of like in an island.
Yeah.
So we're in the living room. I'm playing a game. Another girl's playing a game. He's, I don't know, doing something. And because of this location, the Underground Railroad had traveled through this town, and there were even tunnels going into the house that we were in. And so our friend decided to put on some music from like back in the day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there was this bang, 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 this clatter. We got up and every pop can, it was like somebody had taken their arm and just swished all the pop cans. They were across on the other counter. They were in the sink. They were on the floor. They were all over the place in the kitchen. And we're like, you have my attention,
Right. The reason why I asked, because the reason why I asked that is we had an investigation at one of Austin's historic and sad locations, which Missy, you probably remember the old Austin State School off of 969.
Yeah.
And this place, I think, was built back in the early 30s. and this place was made for families and kids, or mostly kids that families couldn't take care of.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not like the way they do special need kids today.
Mhm.
Right.
So pretty
These
much, if you were,
the kids that would embarrass the rich families, you know.
yeah.
No, sure.
Oh,
Basically,
So they were.
disappointment kids.
No, sure.
Yeah.
So when we went into the cemetery, now mind you guys, this cemetery is made specifically for the school. So after the school shut down in the 80s, nothing else was no more. I mean,
right.
burials where nothing else was laid to rest there except for those kids that were back in the day. So when we went there, and our medium immediately told us that just about every kid, and it sounds so crazy, every kid that was there, and I can tell you, it's probably maybe like 200, maybe 300 kids in that specific cemetery, was up against the fence. It was weird. It seemed like they were more curious to know what we were doing,
Well,
Mhm.
just like a typical kid who was watching a football game or watching some kind of sports.
mhm.
They were all lined up against the fence. Bam, 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 kid, all
Wow.
the way down. And they were just as curious to know what we were doing there.
Mhm.
And what was crazy is when we set out the toys for them to play with, our medium said they're scared
Mhm.
because they don't know what they
Yeah.
are.
Absolutely. Yeah.
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 And what's so crazy about it, like I say, and back in the day, we don't know if these kids were abused.
Right.
Well, we know they were abused mentally
Mhm.
because their parents left them there.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's some kind of mental abuse.
Absolutely.
And it was so crazy because in our pictures, we can actually see faces along the fence line,
Really. That's
or
amazing.
kids hiding behind trees, kids leaning up against the fence, and it went all the way down to where the actually fence actually curved. And they did not want to communicate with us at all.
Mhm.
We put we put out the bear, we put out the little ghost ball, even though I don't use it, the cat balls.
Uh-huh.
I had some. We put no communication whatsoever because they were afraid of what these devices are. Will it harm them? Will it affect them in some type of way? Most of them ain't never seen anything like that back in those days.
Yep.
If you see something that you don't understand, you don't mess with it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And some of them, Terry, was afraid because there's normally an overseer spirit that disciplines them.
Kind of keeps them in line.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
them in line. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they are just afraid that spirit would come out
Mhm.
if they interacted with you guys. Because remember, they're kids. Kids are
Yeah.
led by the adults,
Mhm.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
especially way back in the 30s. Kids did not talk to another adult if their
Right.
parents weren't around. If there wasn't another adult around directing them, then these
Yeah.
are special need kids, so they're even more timid and more, backwards. Like, oh no, I'm not going to interact because I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
So not only are they didn't know about what the heck you was putting out there, but they were terrified of what was going to happen to them.
Right.
That's what I think of that every time we're on an investigation and we'd like them to say touch a REM pod or something. How do you explain to them that what this is? You going, could you touch that thing with a red light? Could you try to come up with something
Yeah,
that they would know what it is, but you just can't come up when you think of the period of the time that the spirit
Yeah.
might be.
Right.
You just can't come up with anything that would make them feel safe
Safe.
doing that.
And you try to,
I always say, can you come stand right here?
Mm-hmm.
and there's no correct words
No.
to actually ask a specific question for somebody that died long time ago, where the
Absolutely.
technology is not where it is. That's not where it was.
No,
Right.
no.
We have a lot of really good responses with the music box.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Once they figured that out, they loved that they loved to play with
No.
because they had music boxes back then,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it sounds very similar to what they knew.
Yeah.
So that one is always
But
very,
yeah,
yeah, that one's a very good one.
music
But
box dolls is something that they had
yeah,
Hmm.
all the
yeah.
way through the 1800s, 1700s as well.
Yeah,
Dolls and
Mhm.
music boxes were quite popular.
Yeah.
yep.
But it's funny how you're saying that, that we'll have different the mediums working with us, and we'll be having stuff out there, and they'll say that there's a young man, there's a young girl standing there, but they're hesitant to come up. That either they don't know what to do, or their mom or their elder is telling them that they can't go and touch the toy. So then we're trying to reach out to the elder, telling them it's okay, it's just a toy, it won't hurt them. And that has actually worked sometimes where the
Yeah.
parents do let them go out and interact with them after that.
Yeah.
It takes a little more, but it does happen.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
Oh wow. Are you guys more your team? Are you guys more of a commercial team, residential? Because I know there's a lot of Native American land in Iowa.
There is.
There
Or
is.
do you guys focus on that?
We're mostly on the we do to some of the residential, but not too often, not too many of those. We've helped out a good friend of ours in medium when he needs help at a residence. We'll go and help him out on that and that. But most of ours are like the commercial locations. We just love learning to these, going to those locations and learning the history, and
Hmm.
hopefully we can learn more from the spirits and that kind of stuff. That's what we really enjoy, is doing that kind of thing.
Okay. Now, you apparently you guys have no problems with the historical society in your
We
town.
No.
Not in our town, but it's funny you say that. We had a wonderful location in Western Iowa. I'll say called the Klondike Hotel. Beautiful location,
I heard
very
the
active.
hotel. Yeah,
It's
And
great.
yeah.
at the one time, the Historical Society wasn't crazy about it, but they also wanted to make money at the same time, and they realized that money can be made, which helps maintain the building. And now they're really good. They open us with open arms. They're happy to see us. We go back every year. We absolutely love that location. It's a
Now,
fantastic place.
this goes out a question for all three of you guys. Missy, why do you think the historical society is such a big skeptic in paranormal activity?
I think that they're skeptics when it's something historically tragic that happened at the location. Let's say the whole family was murdered, or let's say the Lizzie Borden house, something like that. They don't necessarily want to talk about that
Mhm.
stuff. They rather deal with the antiquity of it, that is from this certain period, a 1700 house or 1800s house, or it's a Victorian architecture, something along that nature, that they are more happy to talk about, not about the
The tragedy.
yeah, the tragedy and what may have transpired in the house. And they kind of want to put that on the back burner and not
Yeah.
like give that any light,
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
want
Well,
to focus more on the historical value of that property.
but
They
the
Mhm.
feel like
historical value of that
I think they're
property,
starting to figure it out though, that they
Yeah,
get equally as much money now from paranormal groups
but
visiting the
ain't
site.
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
think it's becoming more and more acceptable.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
it is. Yeah, and
but
that's good.
Yeah.
Used
the
to be they
question
didn't want to let investigators in at all.
but the
Right.
question
Absolutely.
but this is a question now. Ain't the history of the property, ain't that the historical value?
No, not always.
You don't think
Sometimes it
that?
could be the architecture of the house. If it's a Victorian era house, which is draws huge attractions. If
Well,
it's
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is the history books would draw in the paranormal investigators because they know the history of a certain. Let's say the
you gotta
Lizzie
keep
Borden
in
house.
mind that before there was paranormal societies or paranormal groups going and visiting these old houses. There were architects going out and investigating these houses for the architectural value. And then there's also the antiques and the collectors who were looking at some of the old furniture and wrought iron and stuff like that, because these are all things that are worth a lot of money. The paintings, the art, the artwork, any type of hand carvings. Most homes of that era have home carvings on the banister of the stairs, around the fireplaces, handmade tiles around the fireplace in the kitchen. A lot of that stuff was all handmade, particularly designed by the owner of that house, who literally sat there and with their architect, or unless they're like the Winchesters, who built their own stuff, added it over year after year. Yep. And just keep growing and growing that house. Don't care if that staircase goes nowhere. It goes right into a wall.
Yeah, but it's custom made.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was building all those architects saw that as, the architectural value of that house. They didn't think about that she was building all those staircases for spirits.
Right.
But that's what she was actually building them for.
Yep.
They were looking at all the different carvings and all the hand carvings in the wood and the type of wood that was used and the type of deco was used, and it's crazy, so it had more value to the historical society, because you get in these people are bringing whole groups of students in there of architects. Here, we're gonna study this house because of this architectural value of it. One part of that house was Moors, one part was Victorian, one part was English, one part was French, one part was something else. It was just that house is just absolutely amazing.
It is.
It's mind-boggling. It's like a labyrinth.
Yep.
Because you'll think it's going to go somewhere, and you're going to walk down and go nowhere.
Or you open the door and you don't want to open it because there's nothing there but air.
Yeah. It's crazy, and you are going to hear people walking downstairs. That's coming stairs that's going nowhere, but it's somebody walking down those stairs. You're going to hear that.
Yeah.
And it's going to what was that? I heard somebody walking down, but can't be walking down because it's coming from a stairway that goes nowhere.
Yeah. You're right on that. Man. Okay, that's pretty cool. There you go. What exactly are you guys? You guys got an upcoming investigation next week, or what's the plan for Father's Day?
Actually, we are heading down to Atchison, Kansas, where the Sally House is at. We're not going there, but we are going to the McIntyre Villa,
which is a Victorian style home that is gorgeous,
beautiful.
Yep,
it's active, and it is active. Yes. So that's another favorite place of ours to go.
So we got Friday and Saturday night. We'll be investigating.
I don't know any Victorian era home that is not active.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All active. Even though some of the people I know that own them will say, "Oh, I've never seen anything. I've never heard anything." I'm like, "Yeah,
they're lying."
You don't want to
The owner of this location has got security cameras all over this place.
Oh yeah,
and the stuff that she catches is mind-blowing in that location.
Oh man,
between things moving and footsteps and crying and voices.
Yeah.
It's amazing what she catches when nobody is there. It's something else.
And that's the key right there. When nobody is there.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. That is the key, because they come out and play when nobody's around.
Yep. Yep.
It's like, we're here to play. Where are you?
And they don't know about cameras, so they don't think nobody's watching them. I'm gonna go out and have some fun. Let's go tear up this house real quick.
Yeah. Now, Missy, I'm. We talk all the time.
Yeah.
And ghosts, just because they don't have a physical body, and their body is mostly made of energy. Am I right?
It is made of all energy. Yes.
Made of all energy. So that means they can just about do whatever they want whenever they want to do it. They can zip through here and zip through there, take over a damn train and do whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So why is that they can't never tell the truth when you're asking them a question. I'm just curious.
Because they don't have to.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Ghosts. I mean,
Prove me wrong.
spirits are some of the biggest liars. You know what? Boy, just think
I
about
can't say that they are the biggest liars. What I can say is, just taken out of context, I think it's taken out of context that one, it could be the medium who's doing the reading. Maybe it's shown, because like I said, they can communicate in several ways. They can communicate through, using their energy as a force and touching you, manipulating electricity or your water or whatever in the house or wherever they're at. They can, show you visions, put visions in your head so you can see things. And you have to interpret that because maybe that spirit just isn't want to communicate in the way that others want to, for whatever reason. Maybe they're afraid. Maybe they were shot in the mouth when they died and they think that they still can't, in their past, and they can't talk,
No, why do you think spirits show visions of their past?
Why would you show vengeance?
Huh?
Why would you show vengeance?
No, not visions, not vengeance, but visions.
Visions.
Yeah.
Oh, I said vengeance. I'm like, oh, there's vengeful spirits.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Yeah, they get mad like anybody else. They don't. Some of them don't want people on their property. Get the heck off of here. There's slave owners who like, here's a black person investigating my property, and they see a black person. They're like, hey, you know what? You don't belong here. We're going to get out, and start throwing stuff at you. But if you're going about to talk about the visions, why do they send visions? Like I said, sometimes it could be multiple reasons. It could be they're newly passed and don't know how to manipulate with their energy yet. It could be that's just the way they choosing to communicate. It could be their children, they're a child, and that's the only way they know how to communicate. It could be how they died, and they didn't have a voice when they were alive and couldn't communicate with their voice, using words in that form. So they take the words and put it into vision pictures, send you pictures, little flash of what they experienced.
Or even bring you into their world when they were here.
Right.
To let you know
exactly.
where
what they
were
saw
or what was going on. Exactly.
What they saw. And sometimes it's like, if they died in a traumatic way, especially, they don't want to talk about it. They'd rather show you. And you have to be the one to decipher that and deduct from what they're showing you what actually happened. And you take that with the historical history of that house and put it together with what they're showing you, and you can come to a full, the whole big picture of what happened. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nick.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever investigated by yourself?
We'll set up at a location. We'll do solos in locations. We'll go off on one end of the building by ourselves and that type of thing. Yeah.
No, I mean, have you investigated you and you
by
alone?
myself? No, I have not. No.
Okay. What about you, Sue? Have you ever done that?
By myself? No, because anything can happen at any given time in any given location. And it's never wise to be alone, because
safety
should
thing.
Something happen, you want somebody there who can help you out right away.
Hey, good answer. Good answer.
And believe me, also the whole team over the last 10 years, we have all had something happen, either physically or psychologically, where we needed someone to be there to help us out. We've all had that happen to us. So absolutely.
Nick, how do you feel about cemeteries?
They're okay. We've done a few. Not a lot of activity, but we always look at it. If a cemetery, to me, there's not a lot of activity there a lot of times in some of them, because there's just nobody there. They're out doing everything else that they wanted to do, I feel, in their life that they couldn't do before, I think, a lot of times.
Oh, you think they're out partying like rock stars on a Friday night?
Yeah, they got the freedom to go and come and go as they wanted. I think that's what they're doing. come my time, I ain't gonna hang around there. I'm gonna go out having fun and haunting all the people that I didn't like when I was alive.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Their shell is there, but their
Yeah.
spirit
They have
Like
no
that
use
face-
for that.
is
Yeah.
not.
Like that post out there goes, I've got a list. I'm gonna haunt them.
he got a list.
And then they always say, "What kind of a ghost are you going to be?" And I go, "It all depends on who the person I'm
Who
haunting.
the person is, yep.
Yep.
Right.
It's on the list.
I'm going to be really nice and I'm going to be really nasty to some. It all depends who
Right.
I'm after."
Now, do
I
you
agree.
right? Hey, do you guys think it's good for a spirit to cross over, or do you think it's good for a spirit not to come out, not to cross over, and be able to do whatever they want to do it when they want to do it?
I think I think it's good that they do cross over because then they can come back in visitation. If they haven't crossed over, then that means they're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I don't want to be stuck. I want to be able just to come and go as I please.
Okay, now the question that I have for you, Sue, is in order to be stuck, Missy, you can answer this question also. Now, in order to be stuck, you got to have some kind of heavy heart or something. You had to get something out of your system for you to be able to go to that next destination. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, wouldn't you guys say that, man, there could be 10 million people that are stuck in that realm? I'm just saying numbers wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, easy.
Because something has,
That probably.
No.
Way more than that.
they would never cross over.
Yeah.
No.
They
No,
will
and-
always be in that realm
Yeah.
where they just in the shadows.
In between. And the in between. Yeah.
You
And
know
we've
what I'm
run
saying?
into different spirits that we know that are afraid to cross over because of things that they've done in their life.
Yeah.
They're afraid to
Wanna
go up
face
there and
the truth,
find out,
yeah.
okay, you're going to go up or you're going to go down. And they're afraid to see what could happen because of what they've done in their prior life. We've run into many spirits like that.
But they would never reach that hall of souls. They would never
No.
be,
No.
that'd never happen. So,
No. It's sad. It's sad. It really is.
Very sad.
No.
Very sad.
man, it is mind boggling. Or man, I never, because the simplest thing can be heavy on your heart.
Mm-hmm.
The simplest thing, you might not think about it, or you might not, man. For an example, me and you, Nick, man, we never went to Wrigley Field and caught that that ball.
Yeah.
We've never caught that ball, and it weighs on our heart. So me and you would be stuck somewhere because we did not catch that one ball in Wrigley Field.
It's kind of sad, isn't it?
But it happens,
Yeah.
or
But
you.
choice because you're the one that's holding on to that one thing.
Yeah.
But how do you let go when you're dead?
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it or not. It's a simple thing. When you're dead, that you can let it go. Some people, they don't cross over because, like you say, it's a simple thing. They just want to hold on to that part of their life,
No.
Some people want to hold on to the family they left behind. Some people want to hold on to a house they bought. Some people want to hold on to a car. Remember James Dean? He haunted his car forever. His car is still haunted.
Yep.
And that's the car he died in. He's
We've had
still
that quite
in
often.
car.
We've had that quite often where somebody just doesn't want to go. You have to convince them that there's things better. It's better on the other side. You just need to let go.
Yeah.
Believe me, it'll be better.
Now,
And most of the time they will cross over, and it's neat when somebody will meet them part way and take them with them,
And
which
take
is
them.
amazing.
And sometimes they have people waiting for them and they just refuse to go.
Yep.
They'll see their family there and they will
Mhm.
just like, I don't want to go. I want to hold on to this life.
Mhm.
now, what kind of paranormal investigators are you guys? Now, there's multiple, paranormal investigators that investigate multiple different types of hauntings. Are you guys in validation? and validation alone, or do you guys validate, and if there's something dark there, you guys are able to go ahead and knock that out, or do you guys just strictly deal with everything that's dark?
No, we do a lot of validation. We've had places where we've been asked to go in to validate that there were spirits there and to see if we could figure out who was there, why they were there, and what they wanted. We've had that kind of stuff. We will, we're not going to run from anything too nasty. But we won't delve. We have friends that we know that if it gets too dark, they're the number one on our 911 list. We're going to give them a call if it gets too dark and it's out of our realm. We don't hesitate at that point because it's something we're not going to attempt because we know we don't want to mess up something that we can't take care of. You don't ever want to do that. That's
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm the same way, man. I'm validation and validation only. When it comes to anything dark, I don't deal with it. I know people.
They shouldn't
Yeah.
do it. They
Yeah, I
shouldn't.
know they can do it.
If you're not an expert at it, don't do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're messing with something you have no idea how powerful it is and what it can
Oh,
do you and your family. Just
Yeah.
leave it alone.
Have you guys had anything follow you home?
So far, not that we're aware of. We've never caught our dog staring at the wall and barking at it, so I think that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
but my nephew, he's a team member, and he had
Little girl.
showed herself as a little girl. She was there with him for 2 days. He saw her twice in his house, and then that was it. She was gone.
He told her to go home, and she did.
Oh wow.
Yeah, good for him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine that something attached itself to him, and believe it or not, it got to the point where he was climbing on the fence and hollering at the moon every goddamn night. The damn moon was full, and I'm like, man, what are you doing, man? He's like, man, somebody's telling me to do this. So how long you gonna hang up on that fence? It's like just tell me how long, because I will go and come back.
When you're down, give me a call, man. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I am not finna hang around and do something like that. All right, hey, quick shout out, guys. Let's see if I can pull these up. If I think I can pull it up.
TPI.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Angel. Hi, Mike. Hi, Justin.
Hey, everybody.
I am having problems with mine.
Uh-huh. Might not be you. Might be this ghost.
Terry's haunted. He don't want to admit it.
Well, you would think that hat alone would keep him away.
Oh man, yeah, you would
look
think
at that and go,
so.
what the hell is that on his head?
You know what? If you guys ever went to any of my my Facebook page, not my podcast page, but my
Okay.
actual investigation page, and we were out at Dead Man's Hole out in Lano, Texas, and I actually had a similar hat, but it was shaped like a banana.
Oh, Lord, Terry. Oh, no.
And it was 2 days before Halloween. So I just like, let me spice up this investigation a little bit by wearing that hat.
Yeah, there's the time you want to know what the spirits think.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And actually the spirits got a little crazy, man, because that is an infamous place where a lot of was it? I'm trying to think which one was it? Confederate supporters, or I'm not for sure.
Okay.
That was thrown in that hole.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
wow.
Yeah. And dude, and kid you not, man, on our voice box, we actually had a spirit come on and tell me, a black man, told me to kneel.
Really?
Whoa.
And I like, I told him, man, I must have cussed 30 different languages that night. I like, you didn't lost your damn mind if you think first of all, my damn knees won't allow me to kneel. And second of all, you got to be out of your mind if you think I'm going to do so anyway.
Uh-huh.
And just so happened is this guy, Chad last name, is the same last name of one of the spirits that were communicating with us.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if he was actually related to him,
Oh,
but yeah, it was kind of crazy on that whole night. But nah, I don't kneel before nobody.
yeah. No.
And yeah, but that banana hat, I know it had somebody going, man, because that was pretty funny.
I'll have to go and see if I can find that.
Yeah, feel free, man. And what's so crazy about it? They got these big old boulders out there, and I mean they're a couple tons. And somebody cut the light off, and man, as soon as it was pitch black out there, and I just happened to run right in the one and stumble over that damn
banana down.
lost my hat and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah, hey, you guys got to go see that. Hey, if you guys think I'm kidding, go back and look on one of my paranormal pages, and you'll look up that video where I actually fell over that rock, and you can actually hear me. Oh man, I just fell over a rock. But you know what? That camera did not drop. I did not drop that camera. That camera stayed just like
that's
that.
dedication.
That's talent.
That's great dedication there.
I
Man,
was,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I was a dedicated paranormal investigator that night. I took that for the team.
Attaboy.
Yeah, man. So hey, that was a fun night, you know, and I wouldn't trade times like that for anything. You know what I'm saying? People say that paranormal investigating is, you know, don't get me wrong. When it's time to take care of business, we have to do that.
Yeah.
But there are some funny parts that you
absolutely.
can go back and laugh.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, that's the way our team is too. You know, like I said, we like to get out and investigate and find out things, but you still got to have some fun.
You do.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way we look at it. So.
Whenever I see somebody jump, I always just bust out laughing.
Oh, so you looked at? Are you bringing me up again?
Hey.
We actually were out on an investigation, and our friends, one of our teammates, his younger son, came with us for the very first time, and we were sitting in a hallway, and he had his hand like on the floor by a door that had about this much of an opening. Well, Nick and his dad saw it, but this bat come walking out from underneath the door and walked over the top of his hand and then flew out. He screamed like a little 10-year-old girl. He screamed, I screamed, the next girl screamed. I didn't even know what I was screaming about, but he screamed, so I did too. And we laughed so hard. And I'm like, nope, bat, I'm out.
I never knew somebody could get so vertical when they're sitting there cross-legged. It was like he magically levitated when that bat crawled again across his hand.
It was great.
Because like Sue said, myself and his dad looked down and we saw the bat coming out. We looked at each other going, oh, this is going to be awesome. And it crawled right out over his hand. It was hilarious.
All right, now we got Dracula here. Let's go.
Yeah.
Time to leave. Dracula just showed up. Let's leave.
Yeah.
Time to exit stage left.
Now, if you guys want to see somebody jump, go to our new NSPS TV Paranormal Season 3 page and look up Heritage, Retirement, and Nursing Home. And one of our members,
Mark, bring me my drink.
one of our members who was down, we were on the third floor, and he was outside. So he actually made his way up 3 flights of stairs to where we were and banged on a door. And luckily, I was right in back of that door. And you want to see somebody jump, you have go watch that video. I jumped almost 3 feet. And then he ran.
Yo, I did see that video.
Did you see that video?
Yes.
He,
I was dying laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. My face was hurting so bad from laughing so hard.
he actually, and then he ran into one of the abandoned rooms.
Yep.
And left the door like it was opening. And I was scared because I thought his spirit had beat on the door and ran to the room. But in the dark, I never suspect him to be, in the dark like that, just coming up, because that place was hella dark.
And now he doesn't trust him at all.
No, nope, never. I got to keep him in front of me at all times. And not only that, this dude was it's one of those beds, those rolling beds.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He didn't have any equipment on. This dude was pretty much laying in that bed in the dark. So when we walked down the hallway,
Oh no.
and I looked, and I'm like, who in the hell is that in that bed?
Uh-huh.
And we walked up, and we thought he got left behind.
Oh.
I'm like, who in the hell is this walking in this bed? And guess, goddamn, it's Big John. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Oh man, I'm just laying here dude, it's 400 degrees in this building, and you just say you just laying here to get some rest? Come on, dude.
You know what's been on that bed?
Yeah, that's the bad part. Yep.
Oh.
Huh.
Not only that, we caught him laying in the downstairs in the dark, in the pitch dark. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
I gotta admit, Terry, though, Big John, he just walks around aimlessly and just sits down or just rests. Like he did a whole lot of work. He's just tired. He got sweat dripping. You're like, what did he do?
Nothing. But you have to keep somebody like that on the team.
Yeah, because he's funny. He's funny.
He is a funny guy.
That's my nephew. That's yep. My nephew has, since the team's been on the team, his name has been Ghostbait.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's the one that he keeps us chuckling all the time.
And we figure if there is anything around, we'll just knock him down, jump over, and leave him whatever is behind us coming at
We're
us.
gonna say,
Take him.
take him.
Take him. I'm out.
Well, hey, tell me some of the equipment that you guys are working with.
Oh,
Was that a double
How much
O?
time do you have?
Oh, we don't have that much. She makes it sound like there's a lot more than there is. There's always room for more, but there's not that much. We love using the XLS. We've got the LiDAR that we really enjoy using. We got the SLS. Your basics, your EDIs, the tripwires, REM pods.
Music box.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of the small basic stuff, and we keep trying, different new stuff that we like to try out there. I'm big on spirit boxes and RTC boxes. I really enjoy using those. So really like those, but I've really started to enjoy the XLS and the LiDAR has been kind of interesting to use anymore.
Last weekend, the LiDAR was crazy.
No.
Or not the LiDAR, the tripwires.
Oh.
Tripwires.
Oh, those are interesting.
Those are fun. Yeah, those are fun.
No.
But we've had some really great results from some of this stuff. Tripwires, a big one. Music box, a big
Don't
one.
put that up there, Terry. Nothing
Yeah,
that
I didn't even do that.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. I don't even know how in the hell. I meant to put that one.
We
This is not a podcast about that.
we were actually at Velisca, the Velisca Axe Murder House.
Yeah.
doing an investigation, and we were going through a line of questioning with, was it the RTC
My
box?
RTC
The
box.
RTC box.
Yeah.
And the volume went really high, and then it just cut off. And we're like, oh, okay. We thought batteries, weren't sure. So we got it charged up, got it going again, same line of questioning. Volume went all the way up again and then out, and there was no bringing it back. So we ended up sending it to the person that made it for us, and he seals the back of all his boxes,
Yeah.
to make sure that nobody goes in and tampers with anything.
Right.
So he got a hold of us and he goes, "Where have you guys been?" Because when he opened up the back of that box, even though it's run by batteries, more or less, wires inside were both cut and burned.
Oh wow.
No.
Oh no. Not, wow. Oh no.
They were not liking the line of
They weren't
questioning
liking that
that
at
we were
all.
doing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And that happened one other time when we were at a location in Nebraska. Same thing happened, and we sent it to him. He opened it up and he says, "I don't know what the hell you guys are investigating, but you need to find friendlier spirits. All the years I've been building these, you guys are the only ones that have seen this happen with."
Hey, how many
catfish? Oh wow.
No.
That is crazy.
They get a little
They
snarky.
just turning it up and down. They're clipping, burning.
Yeah, they wanted it all. They wanted communication done.
Cut and burn.
They
cut and
basically
burn.
giving it a hysterectomy. Like no.
I told him, I says, "Rob, I says, we didn't open them." He says, "No, my seals are still on there."
Yeah.
So he says, "I have no doubt that this was not done by you guys," and he had no explanation why it happened.
That is crazy.
I love when it's something so extreme like that the spirits do. I love that because it's pretty much irrefutable. You can't deny that. When they do something that serious like that, you can't argue with that. You're like, oh yeah, that just is crazy. You'll try to rationalize it in your mind, but it ain't no getting around the truth with that.
No.
Yeah, no.
Mic drop, I'm done.
Absolutely.
They meant business.
We did. Yeah, like I said, we were really getting questions deep into the murder that happened there, and I think we were touching pretty close to home.
You're hitting
on
some
it over.
nerves.
So,
Have you guys taken any animals on an investigation?
Otis.
well, we've had some friends that were with us that were members for a while. They had brought in their little dog with us, and we've had a team member has brought his little dog, and we are true believers in the thing as far as animals seeing the spirits on the other side. But just because of the reaction that the dog has had in different areas, in different locations, there's no doubt they saw things that we weren't seeing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. They only I see why what's that guy name who went and had his eyes done? I'm a big movie guy also.
I don't know a guy that had his eyes done though.
Come on, man. The guy that played in Pitch Black, he had his eyes done. He's able to see in the dark.
Oh, you're talking about Riddick, the character? Yeah. He didn't have that done in real life.
I know that, but
What are you talking about?
I know that, but but he was able to see things.
Just
I was thinking that was pretty impressive. I'm going, they can do that now? I'm going, dang, I didn't know they could do that.
That I can see ultraviolet. I can see when we're having a solar flare. But I can actually do that. He had his eyes shined over in the movie so he could see in the dark and see what's sneaking up on him.
Yeah,
I want to see what's sneaking up on me.
No, I definitely don't.
I do.
I want to see it sneaking up on me. I mean, I want to see it when it gets to me so I can get away from it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see it creeping up. I've seen them creeping up, and that's not a pretty sight.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Speaking of creeping up, tell me, have you guys ever seen anything that you really can't explain?
Other than the tripwires?
Well, okay. So this we were at a location and I had put my music box in one of those little twinkle balls, the cat balls, on a shelf. I went and sat in the opposite corner, in a rocking chair, and I was inviting the children to come in and play. So the music box would go off just a little bit, and then the more I coaxed them in, the more they started playing with the music box, and then they started playing with the twinkle ball, and I said, "All right, kids, stop, come here," and so they would, my whole right side would turn to ice. It would just get really cold, and everything had stopped across the room. Like, okay, on the count of three, go play. So I'd count to three, the music box would start up, the twinkle balls would start going again. We played that back and forth for probably a good half an hour, where they would come to me when I told them to, and then they'd go play with the music box and the twinkle ball again.
Oh wow!
It was the coolest thing.
See, and I go more to the creepy side with the stuff that I see. We were at a location and we were in a hallway, and there was a set of stairs that came just down in front of us.
Yeah.
And we're watching down, and it was a very active hallway, and we would constantly see the shadow figure down at the end of the hall. But we're sitting there, and the stairway's only about 3 feet away from us. And all of a sudden I look, and just like on the creepy movies, you see these hands come around the corner. And this is the bottom step. Hands come around the corner, and then this head peeks around the corner.
And that's creepy. Yeah, that's really creepy.
So you know that whatever this was coming down head first or crawling down the wall.
Yeah.
Because his head was right at the bottom step. And just like that, he just went back around the corner.
Yeah.
I instantly walked over there. I'm going, nope, nothing here. I don't know what the heck I just saw, but that was,
See, you're brave. You walked over there to check on it. That's
I absolutely had to.
Nope.
I'm going, I know my whole team is over here, but I got to check this out. I just have to. And there was nobody there. So
right. Hey, guys, I got a couple of questions from Angel Torres and Mike Chopper. I hope you guys can answer them for me. Starting with Mr. Torres, even though Missy had, put the thumbs up, I'm just going to shoot this back up here anyway. So you guys,
how many people you had in your group? I put 7 up because you had already said earlier that.
Right. We have one that's in Minnesota, and we have one that's in southern Iowa. So they don't get to every location with us. So there's kind of like the core 5.
Yep.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the core 6 of us. Actually, there's 8.
Okay.
So yeah. Actually, there's 8 of us. It's math on a weekend. I mean, come on. So
We
there's
don't do math on weekends no more.
I know. So there's actually 8. One's in Minnesota. One's in southern Iowa. The other 6 of us are all either in town or just outside of town. So we're the ones that usually go to most locations together.
well, how far is southern Iowa from you guys? I mean, Iowa is like this.
It really is. Compared to
2
Texas,
hours.
I have to agree. I can't argue that.
About 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't argue
But
that.
in his defense, he is a coach, a high school coach.
Oh, well,
It's
hey,
busy with sports during the season.
well, I hope he's doing the right thing
Yeah.
because a lot of coaches have lost their way. And
Yeah.
a lot of coaches, I don't want to get off topic, but Texas is well known for high school football, and the coaching here is totally preposterous. And I don't even like using that big word. Hell, because I can't spell it.
Our friend, he's all about the kids and the best for them. He's a great coach. They really
Well,
like
that's
him.
good, man. Let it be about the kids and not about your next district title
Yep.
or
Right.
or all that stuff, because it gets out of hand. Mike, I want to investigate. Hey, Iowa might not have junkyards now because they don't have that many cars up
Too
there.
many.
Yeah. Well, we used to, but now they're all pretty much gone. But that's an interesting idea. I never thought about something like that.
Yeah, junkyards, man, is a very interesting place. It's a lot of energy in those places.
Yeah, I never even thought of that.
A lot of people die in their cars.
Yeah, a lot of accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people are still in the trunks of the cars yet.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's rats in the junkyard.
And what's so crazy about it, guys, you actually still see full body apparitions, man, from junkyards, people in junkyards, because they just don't know what happened to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody's explained it. It happened so quick.
Yeah.
That's why it's a fast death.
Mm-hmm.
It's like blink of an eye, and they're gone.
What was that?
I heard
That,
it.
Nothing
that
on this
was
then.
Yeah.
it was over here.
Okay.
There was a guy going by in a motorcycle.
Oh, like, something's growling. I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure what that was.
I mean, guys, have you guys seen any shadow figures or any, just any things that really, that are there, you turn around, you thought you saw them, and, they're like, oh man, what the hell was that? Type things.
Yeah, we've seen everybody on the team has seen a lot of shadow figures, but I've actually seen 3 complete apparitions that I can think of off the top of my head to where they were physical enough that I knew who they were by seeing them.
Yeah.
One was down at the Vale Mansion, down again in Missouri. I went up the back stairs, and there at the top of the stairs, just like I'm sitting here, there was standing Mrs. Vale. I'm looking, going,
wow,
that's the same woman that was standing, that her portrait is at the end of the hall. And then we had another investigation where I actually have a photo of this gentleman standing at the top of the stairs, where everybody was downstairs and I'm just taking pictures and took a shot up to the top of the stairs, and he's standing in a back room.
That's the same place where the soda cans went flying.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then a couple of weeks ago, we were at a location and they were doing a Black Mirror experiment, and they had them set up there. And I'm standing there looking at the mirrors, and all of a sudden, just out of the corner of my eye, look, and there's a gentleman standing there, as clear enough there I could see the creases in his clothes. Wow. Black suit, yellow vest, white shirt, top hat. It was like mind-blowing moment. Those are the kind of things in the paranormal you just cannot. And when you sit here and I tell you guys about it, I'm sitting there going, they're going to think I'm nuts. But I saw them, so I have no issue with it. So.
People think I'm nuts when I wear this hat. But okay, guys. Hey, Missy and Sue, I'm going to ask these questions specifically for you guys because you guys are women and you pretty much decorate your home the way that you guys, hey, me and Nick stay out of that. But do you guys believe that actual sitting a mirror across from one another, do you guys actually think that open portals? Yeah. So you actually really think that's true?
You don't even need to have one across each other. You just have one. That's it. They are portals.
Wow.
They are portals. And I can tell you from my own experience that a friend of mine had gave me a mirror. I liked the mirror, and I needed one, and I took it like a dummy. But I was smart enough to keep it in my closet, and I was going to get around to cleansing the mirror and locking it spiritually so nothing can come across. But apparently I was taking too dang long, and my grandkids came over, and I always keep my closet door open. And my granddaughter would always go and close my closet door. And I was like, Nadia, why are you keep closing my closet door? And she's like, there's a monster in there. And I'm like, okay. And so I told him, okay, well, all right, you can leave it closed. So later on, I went in there because I had to get something out of my closet. And I went in there, and the door shut on me while I was in there, and the light wasn't on. And when you're in the closet, you just forget you're in the closet, and you don't. The light switch to my closet is outside the door of the closet. And I thought the light switch. I freaked out so fast that I thought the switch was in the closet. So I'm like rubbing on the walls trying to find a light switch. I didn't even think about turning the door and opening it. And I opened the door finally, and I pulled it open. My grandbaby's standing there, and her eyes are like big as golf balls. She said, "Did you see it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I saw it." She's like, "We should get rid of that mirror, huh, Nana?" I'm like, "Absolutely, we're going to get rid of that mirror." And another thing about what Nick was saying, and so too about the toys. Oh my gosh, my grandkids. I was telling Terry about this on our last podcast. Man, I bought these battery operated dolls that would talk. I won't ever do that again.
Yeah.
I'm like, Chucky is back. No. I had took the batteries out. I took the kids home to my daughter and put them in the closet in that little toy shelf, the little toy chest. And all of a sudden I'm like, what is that noise? I can hear this little dolls talking. And I'm like, what is that? I go in the hallway closet and I open it and I'm like, I can clearly hear these dolls talking inside the toy chest. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why are y'all doing this? All right, I'm gonna fix you guys. I'm just gonna take the batteries out. I'm gonna fix you. I'm gonna take the batteries out. Screw you. Took the batteries out, put the batteries in the kitchen drawer. I went ahead, started washing dishes again, and oh my God, they went off again. Yep. No batteries in there.
Yep.
Oh no. I told my son, pack that, take the whole box, take it to the garbage. Get it up here.
Yep.
I have enough to deal with seeing them. I don't want to hear their voices other than in my head. I don't need to hear them out loud because that just makes it all too real.
Yep. We had the same thing.
Yeah, it is super duper creepy.
It is.
We have the same thing like that. We had a doll that our teammate had bought and brought along on the investigation.
Oh yeah,
and it's pretty creepy anyway. And we took the batteries out, put it in the next room, and all of a sudden we're standing there talking. We're all going, "You hearing that?" And we're looking over, and she's lighting up and she's talking, and all of a sudden they're going, "She's shut off, and there's no batteries in that thing."
Yeah,
none whatsoever. So then we had to laugh because then my nephew had to put it back in the car and take it home the next day. He says, "If it talks in the car, it's going in the ditch on the way home. I ain't taking this thing home."
I wouldn't even took it home. I would have left it where it was because spirits can attach to those items too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, did you tell her where she got it from?
Oh no, I didn't.
They got it from a mortician.
Oh heck no! Screw that. Nope.
Never would have got it anyway. It would have went straight in the trash can.
Yeah, but if you give me anything, it's going on. I'll take it for the moment. I'm like, when he's not looking, I'm throwing it in the trash.
Yeah.
Staging myself up. Like, you ain't coming home with me, buddy.
Hey, Sue, and is there any competition in your town? Are you guys the only paranormal investigators there, or are there others?
There's a lot.
There's quite a few. Yeah.
And do you guys get along, or do y'all fight for territory?
No. I think there's enough to go around, actually.
Yeah, we all have a tendency to work together, hang out together. It's always fun to talk to the other teams and find out what they do.
Or where they've been.
Yeah.
Where have you been that we haven't that we can go to?
Because
now it's starting to look like an Easter bonnet when you do that, when you tie it under your chin.
Yeah, you don't look like calamari anymore.
Who is that? I don't know who that is.
Calamari is squid.
I'm Squidward.
There you go.
I'm Squidward from Cedar Park.
There you go.
Well, hey, you know what, guys? Because the reason I asked that, because in certain areas, believe it or not, I'm pretty sure you guys deal with the paranormal drama, and I don't know if you guys believe in para-unity. Some people don't. Some people think it's hogwash, and some people really believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of a skeptic. I might believe in it. I might not, because it really depends on what you're talking about specifically. But actually, in certain parts of certain states, I'm not going to mention their names of any states or any particular, but there are teams out there that are getting angry because there are just because you live in a certain area of a certain city doesn't give you the right to actually try to control
it like it's your turf, like your game.
Yeah, like it's your damn turf, like it's the damn Warriors.
That's not cool.
Paranormal games, huh?
Yeah, and I've actually seen paranormal teams get into fights over that.
Seriously.
That's crazy.
And it is crazy.
Wow.
And you know what? And what kills me is nobody actually owns neither one of these guys owns the property.
Nobody owns paranormal. Put it that way.
Oh man.
So
Nobody
if
knows
you,
the paranormal. The paranormal is for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, so if you're walking down a public sidewalk, damn, you might own that sidewalk, but so does 60,000 other people that belong
Yep.
in the city. So who is
Absolutely.
that one person to say no? You can't be here
No.
because I live here. This is my area,
Yep.
and I just think that,
Like gang mentality.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's crazy, man. I've seen that and I've heard about it over and over again. And it's something that you don't want to ever have to deal with.
No, I couldn't imagine. No, we're all pretty lucky up here. Normally, we're more than willing to share locations, information about locations. I think everybody I know has at least one location that they go to that
It's like their favorite.
well, not their favorite, but their owner doesn't want it known, so it's a
Undisclosed.
Like an
location.
undiscovered spot. Yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, there's a lot of willing
Honey,
to
we
share
call it
around
a
here.
honey spot. A honey
Yeah.
spot. Because nobody else
Absolutely.
knows about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, there are plenty of honey spots in Central Texas that I go to nobody knows about. But once I go live, if you're from Austin, then you automatically gonna know what area that's in.
yeah.
So I mean that goes everything right there. But the thing is, are you brave enough to go into those locations? That's the question right there. Because some of these places are not for the faint of heart.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And some of these locations, man, if you want to, if you plan on having to gain some weight, then you shouldn't go there because it's damn sure going to be 200 plus degrees in there, and you're going to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, definitely. I tried to go down that road, huh?
You never know when you might have to run.
I haven't had to run yet.
Yeah.
But,
See, you said it. You said it out loud. Thank you.
but that was the one that was
That
a
is the
jump.
word right
There's a
there.
difference between a run and a jump.
That's what I said. Yet. So I'm glad you said yet because
Hey.
now you just told spirits that you haven't ran yet, and when you go to your next investigation, they're gonna make you run.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But
100%. Watch.
yeah, that is so
Run for
funny.
your next investigation.
Find yourself down a long, dark hallway, and it's either going to be fight or flight as well.
But
Yeah.
hey, speaking of long dark hallways, we took this team from San Antonio. They came up because they investigated the state school with us last week. But the previous week, we were in Cresthaven Abandoned Nursing Home. So we took them back there just to see what, just so they could do a quick walkthrough. It wasn't no investigating or no nothing, all that stuff. Long story short, dark hallway. This hoarder comes out of the clearly right. I mean, dude, she looked like it was a movie because she faded right into the light, like she wasn't even there. And she faded right into the light, and it scared the hell out of everybody. And she was only like 4'2".
Oh, that's even worse. That's what you want is a midget walking up to you.
But not only that, guys, I think they had their back turned to her.
Oh no!
Well, when they turned around, she was right there. And then what's so crazy
I
about
would
it?
have turned around and swung. I swear, I would have swung on her.
I said the same thing.
Behind me? No way.
Yeah.
She would have got swung on. I don't know if my hand would have went through the face, but hey, at least she knows she would have felt some
You're on
wind.
the top of her.
But
If my hand went through, I was going to run through her then.
the thing is, they asked her, "Do you think this?" And I hear you. In 2023, this is probably one of, I'm not going to say
She made
the
it.
most haunted location in the state of Texas because I don't know, but this is one of the most haunted locations that I've been to.
Chris Haven has been around a while, and it has had a lot of deaths. So
Yeah, a lot of deaths.
I
And-
think it's pretty haunted.
And she said no.
She's high all the time. She don't know.
She know, but then she turned around and walked right back into the shadow like she was in the movie, man. It was so smooth how she did it. She just faded right back into the dark. And with no light, no nothing. Huh?
She might actually not be real.
I don't think she was. But
actually be a spirit that
and I told
eyes.
And the look, and I can tell you just how much this messed up Justin. Justin came out of that building, and I seen the look on his face, and I said, Justin, what's wrong? And I said, Justin, what is wrong? He gave me that look. He just stared through me. And you know what he said? Nothing. I'm like, Justin, you saw what was it, man? You all right? And dude, that was really, if we would, cause they went in there with no cameras. But if they would have captured that, that would have been a Hollywood moment. Because that was a Hollywood moment, man. I'm just saying.
Oh, next time you take somebody to visit Crosshaven, make sure there's a camera, man. Make sure there's a camera. Oh my God, I would have loved to see that.
Oh my God, dude. I'm serious. He came out that place and dude, you know, he's biracial already. He's biracial already. But when he came out, that biracial went completely bye-bye. He was about as pale as what was that? It was a wall over there, dude. He could have blended right in. That's how much he was scared.
Scared the black
he
man
was scared. and if normally he would come on the show.
Black Power go? Where did your Black Power go? It left with Elvis.
Yeah, it went bye-bye, dude, because that guy, oh my God, dude. And you know what, guys? I've never seen anybody with that type of reaction when they came out of the location.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm serious.
Oh my gosh.
I'm serious. That dude was there, man. He looked right through me. And like,
oh, that's so funny.
And I asked him, like, are you okay? He says, I'm fine, and just kept walking.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just
funny part is I can actually see that in my head happening. You know. Awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever encountered anything like that, but this guy was so. You know what? I've seen scared, but I've never seen petrified. I've seen scared before, but I've never seen petrified. That dude had a look on his face like, why did you tell me to go into these buildings with these people and I just experienced what I just experienced? Now, I don't know if it was true. I don't know what I actually saw. But, yeah.
Never again, man. Never again.
Never again. And I don't know if it messed him up for the rest of the night. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking about.
Terry, you have scarred him. You scarred him for life.
Yeah, that dude, man. I mean, I don't know, y'all, but he was.
You gotta put him on a podcast. I want to ask him. What did he feel? How did he feel when he saw it? I know his face is gonna show that same expression, like what?
Yeah, that was. I couldn't believe that, but yeah, dude, that. You know, when you but I think he was this close. I think he was this close, man.
He probably wet his pants just
For
a
meeting
little
it
bit.
depends, yeah.
I think he was this close to doing something dramatic. I'm not quite sure, but when he came out of that building, he did not look right.
He's changed. That man has been changed. He'll never be the same again.
I don't think so. I don't think. I mean, I don't know, but anybody that had that kind of experience, and you know, I mean, I've seen some things. I've done some stupid things, but I've never had that look on my face like he did.
Yeah, I had that.
I've had that look one time, because I didn't expect it to happen on an elevator. You never been on an elevator that has those AI voices that tells you good morning,
Uh-huh.
what you like, it's all AI'd out, and that oh my God, this was in DC at the Naval Yard, and I was on vacation and rented a hotel down there on vacation, and oh my God, the night before, I kept hearing this girl screaming, and like she was getting thrown against the wall, like she was getting beat to death. And we was in a hotel room that was on the end of the hall, and the wall that was getting hit, there was nothing there but a hallway, not another room. And I was so pissed that I didn't think that, okay, that's spirits doing that. I was just so pissed because they're waking me up in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning. I go down to the front desk and I complain to the guy at the front desk, and I'm like, I don't know what kind of business you guys are running, but there's a girl getting beat up there. And you need to call 911 or something, and the guy just looked at me like I was a retard, totally. Because he's like, after I just berated him so badly, and he's like, ma'am, nobody else is next to you. And I'm like, what? He's like, there's nobody staying in the room next to you, and the other side is the hall. I'm like, who?
Wow.
What? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I had pajamas on, everything. I just turned around and went and got on the elevator. And when the elevator, I swear to you, that bitch gave me attitude. It wasn't, which floor do you like? It's like, which floor do you like? I was like,
oh dear.
What's this elevator? I was ready to get off the elevator. I was ready to, I ain't even going back to that room to get my stuff. I'm like, I'm just going outside and just going to get to the airport and go home. I don't need to be here anymore.
Flying in my jammies, not a problem.
Yes. And it was freezing cold. It was freezing cold outside. And I was like, oh man, I just gonna have to go out here and stand in this cold, I guess. Because I'm not getting back on the elevator. And when I did, that heifer stopped in between floors and opened the doors.
She didn't like you.
Yeah, because I was complaining about the noise.
Okay, wow. Hey, I got a surprise guest, guys. Justin has just came on the podcast. Justin, Justin, I was telling these my guests about last week when you went into Cresthaven. If you want to pop in the podcast just to tell your quick story or what you saw when you came out or what you felt when you came out of there, because I told him, dude, your face was white as a damn sheet when you came out of there. So if you can you please pop in for a quick moment just to tell us what you was thinking and what you saw that night when you saw that little midget come out of the shadows.
Wow.
So please jump right on in, brother. I'll be waiting.
Person, though, Terry. I think it was actually a spirit and it materialized, which is scarier.
Yeah.
Than it being just a midget.
Yeah.
I'd take the midget any day.
Well, I would too. So if you
Come on in,
can,
man.
feel free to jump into my Facebook, NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast. The link is in the comments. Justin, if you want to do that right quick, I would gladly appreciate it. Yeah, guys. Now, Nick and Sue, you guys are in the heartland of America.
Yeah.
The heartland. I mean, you feel that heart beating.
Right smack dab in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about some of your urban legends that you guys have in Iowa.
I think.
Do we have any?
Oh yeah, I mean, we've got the Van Meter Mothman.
The Mothman.
Yeah, you do have the Mothman. Yeah.
Yeah,
You do.
he is probably the biggest in Iowa. They have a festival every
Yep.
year.
They
for
got
him.
a statue and everything.
Well, I thought he was in Ohio.
Well, there's different versions of the
Yeah.
Mothman. This is the Iowa version.
The corn-fed one.
Yeah, yeah. He's very well known. Like I said, they have a
Yeah.
day-long festival.
He's
that
appeared.
does.
He's appeared in several states.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've all, I think, like every place else, you've all got the urban legends of the bridges that are haunted with the children that are on it. That if you park
Railroad
your car, will
tracks.
push it. Railroad tracks. It's nothing. The
Y'all got
Van Meter
cornfields
is-
out there, right? Or potato fields, or yeah,
It's all
Corn.
corn. Yeah.
cornfields. So I know y'all got
So
some.
you always laugh about children of the corn. You know, you
Yeah.
always laugh about that here in Iowa. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's just the different legends of, the drownings in different places or people killed in different areas. Stretches of roads like that are everywhere, where people were killed and they.
Did y'all have that bus accident for the students?
Mm,
Never mind. That was Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah. But I think that was, when you say that, there was, they talk about one in Northwest Iowa that happened like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Buddy Holly died
Well, that's
Yeah.
not
Oh
urban
yeah. Buddy
legend.
Holly did die. Yeah.
in Iowa. Yeah.
Yep. So a lot of people investigate his
Yeah,
crash
the
site.
Crash site. Yep.
But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, how do you guys feel about all this phone apps, these paranormal phone apps? Do you guys use them?
We've actually got two that we use, Necrophonics and Spiritus.
Okay. How they work?
We really like them. It's those, but you've got to learn what's actually stuck
Canned.
in the bank. If you can figure out what words are in the bank and then listen for the words that aren't there,
Mhm.
we've got some stuff that coming through. There was absolutely no way that was correct answers coming through about what was going on, locations.
My maiden name.
Yeah, her maiden name came through and in an investigation where things were going
It-
batshit crazy that night. So for her maiden name to come out was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because whatever it was, kept calling out for me. Where's Sue? Go find her. Where's Susan? And then where's Susan? And then my last name, and they decided it was time for me to take a break. And so then I went upstairs, and the whole night is really kind of a big blur for me. I know I ended up going over to the house to go lay down, and after I had left the building, it really started calling out for me. And then it came through and it said, "Found her. She's in that room."
Oh.
And I was not even in the building anymore. I was in a different building. And then he started getting angry because it was still obnoxiously looking for me. And that was a weird night.
Luckily, I had one of my team members got me under control because last thing we needed for whatever this was to feed off my anger. But at the same time, I sent two guys over to the house to make sure that she was okay. It was whatever was here at that location that night was.
It was playing with y'all.
Yeah, Sue is more to the empath side, and this place where we were at is there's a lot of children, and we always feel that whatever this is feels that if it can get Sue, it's going to have much easier access to the children because the children's spirits always go to her at any location we're at.
It's the purple hair.
She's amazing to bring the kids in.
No, it's the motherly spirit you have.
How does the Native Americans feel about you guys?
They love him.
They love, for some reason, I don't know how, at this location we're talking about here, I've got an amazing connection with the Native American spirits that are on this land, where they seem to watch out for me and recognize me. And when I'm there, I don't know how it happened, but talking through mediums and all that, they see me for some reason as someone that can help them, as someone that's a true believer in what they stand for and want to protect the property that they're on. So I think it's kind of cool that they respect me like that.
Okay. Hey guys.
There he is.
Hey, we got our special guest. What's up, Justin?
Hey, it's nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you, Justin.
Thank
Missy,
you.
Yeah.
Nick Sue, Terry, and Terry's Tulpa. What's up?
Hey man, I was just telling him about last week when you went into the Cresthaven nursing home, and your expression when you came out of there was totally not right. Now, can you please explain to them what exactly happened in that nursing home that you saw that night? That quick brief moment when you came out and it looked like you was not completely there.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that part.
No, I know you did. You experienced it when you went in with the other team.
Okay. The hobo?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody lived there and she was nice. I mean, I just told her like, hey, we're just hanging, we're not gonna fuck with anything. We're just like looking around. She was like, cool. So that
How sure are you that it was the actual person?
I didn't try to. Well, I see what you mean there. Like, I probably should have tried to give her a hug or something.
Yeah, on top of the head.
There was witnesses. I knew that there was going to be somebody there, like alive, that time. We were pretty lucky the first time. Is that what you meant, Terry?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, it's.
Because I know when you came out of there, and I remember because I asked you what was wrong, because you just didn't look right when you came out of that place. You just had this stare, like what the hell just happened, and how she faded into you guys.
Oh my God!
And when she faded into the darkness with you guys,
her legs didn't even move. It was like she fucking slid. And I was like, whoa. But she sounded so pleasant. It was like.
They always do till they get you.
Yeah. So there's like a busted window. It's probably about 8 feet tall and like maybe 4 feet wide, but you can just walk right in. And the first time we went in there, I noticed that area was particularly clear. Like there wasn't like insulation and everything everywhere. And when we went in there, we poked around for a little bit before we got to that doorway. And a lot of the furniture that was in the kitchen was gone. Like a lot of things were gone. So I think she made like a house back there.
You think?
I think so. I mean, we didn't go back there. I was trying to.
I think I realized in front of you.
I tried to be respectful for what it's worth, but I've only ever seen a full body apparition. It was actually a half a body. It was the top half.
Yeah.
At the eastern.
That's usually how it happens. Yeah. Top half.
Yeah, it was like it was corner of the eye phenomena. But I had a service dog with me that was like locked on this thing, and it was up where the chandelier was at, which was weird. But it just looked like a body that floated like.
Wow.
And did and the question is that I have for you, buddy, is you said she floated the same way. So how did you feel when the question is, how do you feel when she went back into the shadows like she was a damn movie? I mean, she just faded right on back in there.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it looked like it messed with your mind because when you came out of there, you was not yourself.
Did Chad get that on video?
No,
that wasn't in the video. Okay,
but that's what when I seen you come out, that's what your face expression was telling me.
Yeah. I make a lot of faces, but I think that was my first real like. I mean, I've been in situations where I was scared or I felt fear, like on an investigation. But that was the one time where there might have been 1 or 2 seconds where I did not know what the fuck I was looking at.
Now,
And then she was like, she said something, I can't remember. She was like, hi, and then she tried to tell us that the joint wasn't haunted. I'm like, lady, we won't be here long, okay? You don't gotta lie to us.
Of course, the spirit would say it's not haunted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The spirit would say, "Oh yeah, it's not haunted," because they don't want you to come back. They want
I
you
know.
to be in peace.
but and the craziest thing, when we went the first time, Justin, we had things thrown at us. There was so much activity in that one location. There is no way that any paranormal can go in there and tell us that this place is not haunted, because it would totally be false, and that would be a false claim.
Yeah. No, you spend 30 minutes in that heat. Go there in the summer and hang out for a little bit, and you'll hear something.
Now, the question I have for you is, would you go in there by yourself?
I might do a brisk walkthrough, super brisk. That for me, if I can be comfortable, like, there, if I had a lawn chair or something, I could probably buckle down 20 minutes. That place, there was something about the hall where the hallways intersected. Like, I don't really get vibes like that, but there were certain places like where we were getting most of the spirit box answers where I felt like spine chill. Like,
there was something there that but what's so crazy about it, it didn't feel like they didn't want us there, because they were actually communicating with us like, man, we're glad to see you guys. You got a beer, or you got some milk, or you got something I can eat.
Clean toilet. Oh my God! Did you tell them about the toilets?
No, I didn't tell them about the toilets.
All right. Well, maybe this isn't the right show for that, but
no, it ain't the right show about the toilets.
Okay.
No, I didn't tell them about the toilets, but I did tell them about your face expressions when you came out.
Yeah.
And how crazy, because you just mentioned that you've been scared before, but the way I looked at it is you were past that point. I think you were petrified when you came out of that, because when you looked at me and you were talking to me, it felt like you were talking through me. And me and Big John was just laughing the whole time because of your face expressions, that you had going on. But yeah, it was. I would refer anybody to go to that place before they knock it down or put a high-rise building right there. I would suggest anybody to go and investigate that place. And because I know there's a lot of evidence there, and there might be several dozen entities there or spirits. There might be more, because when we investigated, we were only on one side of the building. We did not even investigate the other side like we did that one side. So we don't know what was over there.
Huh.
We walked through it, but we didn't investigate it.
Huh.
So
are you plan on going back and investigating that, Terry?
No.
Yeah, Terry. Yeah. What's your plans?
Justin, are you going to join him on that investigation?
Huh?
Say again? I'm sorry.
Are you going to join him on that investigation?
I will go.
You'll go back?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If we go back, I think that we need to be a little bit more prepared, because we wasn't prepared for that. No investigator is ever prepared for what they're going to encounter.
No.
Yeah. Straight up poltergeist activity, I'm telling you. And that's I think that might be the first time that I ever had like we knew some stuff was moving, like around us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then that bang.
Oh, dude, I didn't run, but I was telling him about the heritage. I almost jumped out of my shoes that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that bang.
the ceiling
You know
could
what?
be
I didn't even think
collapsing.
about
I mean, there's reasons to run, but oh shit, my laundry is done.
that. Darn laundry. So yeah. All right, man. You know what? Thanks for coming on, sharing your story.
Nice to meet you.
Take care,
And-
Justin.
Likewise.
Hey, and I will call you after the podcast. 'Cause
All right, man.
I got something I need to talk to you about.
Roger that. All right, bye.
All right, have a good one.
Like nothing but a thing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
He had that look on his face, like he was, yeah.
Yeah.
he
It
was a
scared
little
the daylights
scared.
out-
I can honestly say.
Yeah, it scared the daylights out of him.
I
But
mean,
he has the courage to go back,
yeah. I can't say that I would.
Yeah, yeah.
I can honestly say that.
Something like that, No, I can't say that. I would go back just to satisfy my curiosity.
No.
Well, you know what? That cat is dead.
That dog won't hunt.
I don't think I've been there once. Hey, Nick and Sue, if you guys want to see that investigation, please go to our podcast. Our podcast. Please go to NSPS TV Paranormal, our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to watch that whole video
Absolutely.
on that. But don't get me wrong, guys. It's a beautiful place because when they first made it was a nursing home, and then they made it into a school for the arts.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
So, but there's a lot of nice graffiti on the wall,
Mhm.
and some of it's kind of creepy, and some of it is kind of cool. But then, once you're in that dark, you got to take that creepiness into consideration. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's. Please do, man. Go check it out and tell me what you think about it. Wait a minute, somebody liked my hat.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think you should market those with your logo on it.
Yeah. Put an SPS between those big eyes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right there. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I might. But hell, man, if I start wearing this on investigations, I don't think the spirits will want to socialize with me.
Probably not.
Oh yeah, that's going to grab their attention right there, dude.
I don't think they want to socialize with me. All right, hey,
now you're gonna see that little Squidward thing walking in your room.
oh, man, you know what? There's two things that don't mess with me while I'm sleeping. They would get beat down.
Right, Terry. Right.
I don't like scary things in the dark.
No, you don't. You gonna run.
Well, I can't. I'm not gonna run.
You're gonna try not to, but you will.
Do you ever think you came home from an investigation with an attachment of any kind?
No, I can't say that I have. I've been pretty much clear on that. We're very hard on that. We pray before, before and after each investigation.
You do know that won't protect you, right?
Well, I know, but
It makes
I do tell them. I am very specific.
It don't really protect you from anything.
I tell them, hey, keep your butt there, man. I'll see you next week.
Yep.
Don't follow me, blah, blah, this, that. If I catch you in my car, man, we're going to have issues.
We had we had an investigation a couple years ago, and with a friend of yours, John Montenegro.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
We were doing the Beatty Mansion. We were filming a documentary there with him. And again, there was something there the whole one day attaching itself to Sue. It just would not leave Sue alone.
Oh, yeah.
So later in the evening, it kept going after Sue. It was always in the spirit box. And John was there. John knew that this thing was kept going, trying to go attach to her. So John and I went down to the basement by ourselves, and we're in this back room, and John says, okay, we want to know why you have this attachment to Sue. Why do you want Sue? And it was crazy. All of a sudden you hear this boom, boom, boom throughout different areas of the basement.
Oh.
And John's going, what has you so upset, and why do you have this attachment to Sue? Boom, boom, boom. And John says, you cannot touch her. I am here to protect her. I will take care of her. You have no right to try and take attachment on this girl.
Right, exactly.
So he says, you can try, but you're not going to get there. So all of a sudden we know Sue comes walking in behind us. She had no idea what we were talking about until she heard me ask. John says, Nick, ask questions. And when I would ask the question, the same thing. It was, why are you having attraction to my wife? And again, boom, boom, boom. And it was in different areas of the basement. This thing was not at all happy.
Wow.
And we keep going through this, and John says, I'm telling you again, you are not going to have any luck in going after this girl. She says, if I'm here to protect her, you're not going to get through me. He says, we need to have a serious talk by yourself. So I'm going, Sue and I are looking at each other, what's going on? So there's this closet in this room, and John says, you want to go one-on-one? I'm going to step into this closet. You come at me. And I'm just going, whoa. So John goes in this closet, and he says, all right, I'm here in the dark. I'm alone. Where are you? Nothing.
Wow.
John says,
wow.
Guess what I thought? You want to take me on. You're afraid to do it, but you want to go after Sue, who's completely innocent. You will leave her alone the rest of the night and stay away from her when she leaves. John comes walking out, and he says, I think we're pretty good on that. But then he says, I also have to tell you, Sue, something is attached to you. He says, would you like me to take care of it? And we're going, absolutely.
Yes, please.
So he says, okay. He says, we'll go somewhere in this building that's private, and we'll do it. And he says, I need to run out to my car to get my case. And this is the first weekend we met John. So I'm thinking, okay. So he goes out to the car, and he comes in with this massive case of all the things that he takes to do this, because he studied at the Vatican. He's a demonologist and all this stuff. So we go up to this bedroom, and I say, okay.
Holy water and everything.
Yeah. So he says, okay. I tell him I'm going to leave, and he says, no, I need your help. So I'm going, okay. So he says, I want you to pray. So I'm doing my prayers. And, I've seen attachments removed before and that stuff. And, you're messing with a 5, 10, and they say it's gone. John was so, and this was 30, 40 minutes. John was taking this attachment away from Sue. He had taken a rosary out of his purse that was his dad's, that his dad had used when he was a demonologist and removed spirits. This was a very serious thing going on in front of me. I was honored, not that I wanted my wife to have this attachment.
Right, exactly.
But
you didn't want her to be in the middle of it.
I was honored to see John do this type of stuff, and to actually see what he does every day when help is needed. It was amazing. He absolutely. And when he was done with the blessings and everything, he was like, okay, let's go. Don't go with the rest of the day. It was amazing. And he's still a good friend, and he's always there if we need him. He's a great guy.
That guy's remarkable. I mean, I've had him on the podcast twice. Actually, when I started doing my podcast, he was the first one I interviewed.
Really?
Yeah.
On the show, and and he knew I was a greenhorn by doing this, and he just kept going with me. I mean, he had patience because he knew.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of respect. I mean, not only does he a paranormal investigator, hell, he's a damn tornado hunter too. That dude, he chases.
Yeah.
It's all dangerous, huh?
Well, photographer, he's got a lot. He wears a lot of hats.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things going on with him.
Yeah,
he's
just a super nice guy, and he'd give you the shirt off his back if you needed it, man.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yes, it is. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going on the podcast for 2 hours.
Woo!
Yeah, hey man, it's
Saturday night.
Yeah, it is good when time flies when you're having fun.
It does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At this point of the podcast, this gives you guys an opportunity to ask me or ask Missy any questions. So if you guys have any questions, please do so.
What do you think?
No, you can't have my hat.
You sure?
What about the banana?
Yep.
Yeah, how about the banana hat?
Oh.
Sure, sure. So,
It's
Missy,
right here.
you're in Arizona.
Yeah, I'm in Arizona. Yeah, North Phoenix.
Now, do you do a lot of investigating yourself?
No, I don't do any investigating. I do all the stuff after the investigating.
The dirty work.
The clearing and
Yeah, I
the
do
cleansing
the cleansing and talking to the dead and tell them go away.
Ah.
Hey, leave my people alone. Yeah.
So have you had anything that took like multiple attempts to
clear.
Oh yeah,
clear?
definitely. Oh yeah. Every stuff just it can be determined and it's forceful sometimes and it can take a whole. I can see with John, being
It's 11 a.m.
a demonologist to remove some of these darker spirits, and sometimes I have people who are they have a spirit attached to them and they assume it's a dark spirit and it's actually not a dark spirit. So they'll call me in panic like, okay, calm down a minute. Let's figure out what it is first before you freak out.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, are you able to see the attachments, or how does that work?
I can sense it. If I'm not there physically, I can sense it and feel it. That's through empathic gifts. And if I am there, I can definitely see the dark aura and the shadow around them, how it clings, and how it's really basically like like a vampire state, sucking their energy, feeding off of their energy, making them tired and sick. And I get attached. Sometimes I have to take them on myself and let them attach to me to get them off of them. And they love to attach to a psychic, because we're like the banana split.
Yeah.
They love us. So it is scary. It's really scary and it's draining. And as you can see, I still have my hospital band on.
Oh, wow.
I was just in the hospital again just last night. Doing a cleanse.
Oh my!
Get the spirit off, and it drained me so bad. All my levels dropped, and I needed to get some IV and fluids.
Wow.
There you go, Terry.
Not those kind of fluids. I don't drink, so if I drink. If you get somebody who's a clairvoyant or psychic or someone who's gifted with powers and they drink like that, we could literally lose our soul. Something will attach to us and we cannot get it off.
No.
I can't get this hat. I can't get this hat off.
That's like how you can't get that hat off your head.
Good attack.
Is there any kind of location you would not go into, Terry?
I am, you know what, to be honest with you, Nick and Sue, I would not go into a location where there's been a lot of investigators have already been there. I just don't see no purpose in me doing that. I'm a type of guy that likes to go out and research and do my own and find my own places. Like the nursing home. Nobody's never investigated that place.
That's crazy.
And yeah, because when you go in there, you want to discover new things. Because you want these spirits and these entities to see something they've never seen before.
Yep.
And going into Black Swan or any of these big locations where they charge hundreds of dollars in, I really, God bless. I mean, if you do, you do. I respect you for it. But I just can't see myself doing that. I love the thrill of the hunt, of going and finding out things for myself. So yeah, I mean, anything that I can say maybe 10 boots or less, I can go. Anything more than that, I'll probably leave it alone.
Yeah, gotcha. Yep.
So how do you go about finding these places?
Actually, what I do is you go to some of the old communities that are around your metropolitan area.
Hmm.
Like me, I'll focus on like the southeast side of Austin, where there's a lot of development. There's a lot of places that are they're no longer using. And I just drive by, and if I see somebody, in there, I'll stop, and talk to them and get to know them. And most of them are property owners.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are owners themselves who are just trying to sell the property
Hmm.
and don't care, on how the property look. They just want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So you actually have the opportunity, if you're nice enough and if you're respectable enough, yes sir, no ma'am, and all that, they might let you in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's a property where it's state funded, like the state school we went last week, you have access to that automatically because your tax dollars is paying for that.
Oh, okay.
So anything that your tax dollars are paying for, they can't kick you out of.
Hmm.
But I'm not saying that they can't trespass you.
Sure.
But in order for them to trespass you, somebody is going to have to say, hey, an owner or a property management is going to have to say, hey, I want these people trespassed.
Yep.
What property owner or management is going to be out 12 o'clock at night anyway?
True. Very true.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So, yeah, I love history. I love cemeteries. You know, cemeteries down here is a little bit different from cemeteries
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
up in the Midwest
Yep.
or the
Yep.
Heartland. There's a lot of historic cemeteries down here that
Yeah.
a lot of people have a lot to say.
Mhm.
Cemeteries down here aren't always quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But but it depends on which one you go to.
Yeah.
But I love cemeteries. I love going out and just investigating, finding places where I can just, investigate.
Just tune into it by yourself.
Yeah.
Have you ever done like an old jail?
Yes,
Abandoned
we
jail?
have. We have. We've done old Lockhart jail in Lockhart, Texas. Ooh, boy, that was a hot night. Man, how can and this place closed down back in the 80s or 90s?
Mhm.
But before then, dude, how are these prisoners able to sit in that hot jail? It is literally hot.
Yeah.
And then it's surrounded by brick.
Yep.
Gotta come out here and do Maricopa County Jail where they had Tent City at, but when Sheriff John
Oh, yeah.
did Brent was the sheriff out here, and he would keep all the prisoners in a tent
Yep.
in the 120-degree heat out here, and people some of the prisoners were dying, like just dying from heat exhaustion and heat strokes. Yeah, it's just
What happened to that guy?
well, he went after the Hispanic people and people who he thought was Hispanic.
Mhm.
I got pulled over by his sheriffs 2 times, asked for my papers, and I'm like, "What papers? I was born here, bro."
Nice.
Wow.
You gonna get your papers? Let's see. I
What?
got spiral. I got notebook.
Yeah. What kind of papers you want?
I
Here's this.
got receipts. I got receipts.
Yeah, right.
I got a Starbucks receipt. Here you go.
Here's this.
I
I
got
mean, you want some
Starbucks,
paper?
Burger King, McDonald's. That's the only papers I got.
I got toilet tissue. If you want some
Give me
paper,
some papers, dude. You can give me some. Give me some of them
I'll
green.
give you some
Yeah.
paper, motherfucker. All right, guys. Hey, I like to say thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
It's been very, very fun.
It has.
Yes.
and thank you guys for showing all your love and support and everything. Hold on.
Cheers from Germany.
Hi.
What's up, Germany? How you doing, brother? Hey, man. What time is it over there? I'm curious to know.
Oh, it's morning over
It's
there.
probably morning there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably morning. It's what time is it here?
It's about 8 hours. They're about 8 hours ahead of us.
8 hours? Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
morning.
Early morning. You've been partying all night, Percival?
Probably.
Probably. I like to go to Germany. Are you
Spent 3 years
are you a paranormal investigator over there?
Oh, you wouldn't want to do no paranormal investigations over there.
Why not?
No.
They got some of the most haunted locations. on
They
the
do.
planet.
That's why you don't want to do them. They have people that commit genocide over there. You don't want to mess with those
Yeah.
ghosts. No.
Dachau would be a bad
Yeah,
place.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I don't want to be pulling up Hitler or anything. No.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
No.
Pulling up the Third Reich. No, thank you.
I would like to go. Hey, I would like to go to Auschwitz and some of those places.
Dachau and Southern
Nah.
Bavaria. Yep.
Yeah, and do an investigation. I mean, it'll probably be. I'll probably got to bring some tissue with me, man, because I know
Yeah.
that
You have
place.
to bring a whole lot of tissue.
Yeah,
He said, I'm
absolutely.
so drunk. I'm so drunk.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do
Yeah.
a drunk challenge. Oh, we don't have any drunk challenges.
There you go.
I got a bush.
Go and stand, Parsival. Go stand in front of your mirror and do Bloody Mary 5 times.
Or drink 91 bottles of beer on the wall.
He's
While
so
standing in
drunk,
front of a mirror.
91
Either way.
hours on the wall.
Oh, hey,
There's
Well,
Irene.
this is my friend from Japan. Hi, Irene. How you doing
Hi.
today? Hey, don't judge me on my hat. Do not judge me because when we get done with
He had
her,
some sushi hat on.
she said,
Awesome.
"Make it 1,000 bottle of beer on the wall."
I think that's one of the coolest things that we like when we're live, and we get to, and people from all over the world start popping on. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that really is.
You know, to have people from the States is nice,
Drugs.
but holy cow, when they start popping in from all over the world, that's amazing when that happens.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold up. You know what she just asked me?
You're on drugs. Yeah.
You want to
No, he's on beer, Irene. He's on beer.
I am not.
He's on beer. He makes me
Think
want to have a
everybody
drink.
that's wearing
But I
that
want to
Hey, Miss Irene is from Japan. She has helped me out so much
Wow.
in my life, and I really appreciate her as much as Missy. Now, there's something that you guys don't know about Missy that I think I should tell you guys. Missy is my aunt,
Really?
Oh, nice.
and believe it or not, we only how many months are we apart?
from April to October.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a math thing
There's
again
that
later.
Saturday math we're not doing. So,
Who don't math on weekends? Who don't math on weekends? We're too
Yeah.
old to math on weekends. I am too old to math on weekends.
Hey,
Uh-huh.
wait a minute. Now, do you guys believe this?
Terry can be a jerk.
No.
Yeah, he could be a pain in the butt sometimes.
But you know, I think I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I'd have to agree with that.
I mean, anybody that comes on the podcast wearing this hat got to be a nice guy.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brave guy too.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there she goes, Terry. You stick your
There
head
she
in
goes.
the light. Yeah, he sticks his head in light socket sometimes. Yeah, he does.
That's probably why I ain't got no hair in my head.
Yeah, that's why his hair fell out and didn't grow back anymore.
You know what? You know what? Sometimes you got to stick your hand in the light socket every now and then. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, yep.
you long as you don't put nothing long as you don't have no water on your hands when you
Yep.
stick your hands
Exactly.
in.
No
Yeah.
water.
Yep, just a dry shock, you're fine.
Yeah, you'll survive that one.
No,
She said too much sun, Terry.
my friend, it is the first time in this year it's over 100 degrees here. So yes, and it was hot today.
Oof. Nope.
Uh,
Not looking forward to that.
Do
Come
y'all
on, you guys got 80 degrees here.
yeah, but it's early yet. Once we
It's
get to
early.
that July and August, it gets in that 100, 110, 115.
See, and then
Well, I
that's
never would have thought that it got that hot in Iowa, but
when,
Yeah.
when the corn starts sweating, the humidity is horrible up here.
So you got 100%, 100-degree temperature, and you got 80%, 90% humidity.
Humidity.
It's just the air is so thick and so heavy. You just walk out in the morning and you're going, no,
Blah.
I'm going back to the house. No.
But you know what? I would love the weather up there.
I think I would too, because y'all get
Really?
cool breezes at night. Yeah, y'all get cool at night. It's
Yeah,
100,
that's
it's
pretty
115 in the day and 101 at night here.
No.
in-
Oh, right now we're getting down into the 50s and 60s at night.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's
It is.
perfect.
yeah.
That's when you got to sleep, you know? So
Yeah.
that's
Don't
great.
even. I bet you. Hey, and
just
ain't even got to turn. And don't even turn the air conditioning on if it's that low.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
Oh yeah, we do.
I've got allergies, so it kind of keeps me from,
Yeah, because of the.
Being a
Yeah.
mess. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh no.
Irene's getting a tropical storm.
Be safe.
Tropical storm, be safe. Yeah, definitely be safe. Oh, man.
Yeah, tropical storm Terry.
With the squid hat. Look out. I'm coming through.
Exactly.
It's on its way.
Uh,
She said they get 100 in the shade. Oh.
Um,
Yeah, you got a lot of humidity over there, right, Irene? A lot of humidity too. Y'all are island.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all get hurricanes and everything. See, I'm in Arizona. We don't see a hurricane. We get haboobs.
yeah.
It was how many years ago?
What?
About 3 years ago, we had an inland hurricane here in Iowa,
Really?
and it lasted for like an hour and 40 minutes with 140-mile-an-hour sustained winds.
oh wow.
It took out 70% of the trees in our city. It was bad.
What
Wow.
the hell?
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about.
Irene is just riding you today, boy.
I don't know why. Now
There was sharks too.
What'd you do to Irene, Terry?
nothing.
Yeah, what did you do to her?
Maybe it's the hat.
It's a-
Now you have to get a shark hat.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, Terry. Get our shark
Uh-oh,
hat.
he's looking.
He's got to get a shark hat now.
Don't
There-
tempt me.
There's
He's gonna
shark.
be on Amazon, before you know it, looking for one.
Yeah, he'll find it too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I will. Whatever, hey man, whatever gets the show going, that's what I will do.
I'm gonna have to. See, I was pulling out my baseball hats because I love baseball hats. I'm gonna have to pull out some of my happy hats now, and my happy mask, and put on my masks and stuff.
Oh.
Hey, Irene, you
Turn
are the
into a
next.
whole party.
Hey, we got a show with Irene coming up here in about 10 minutes.
Oh, she gonna send you an earthquake, bro. Irene is not happy with you.
I don't know, but I'm about to get on here and find out what the heck is going on.
She is going left on you. You is target practice today.
You're
Shots
in
are
trouble.
fired. Oh my.
No, she didn't. I don't know. I ain't gonna. She's on another level tonight.
She had some drinks or
But-
something.
But hey, yeah,
You had too much sake, Irene.
she don't even drink. No,
Oh,
no. But I was messing with her last night. So
Oh, she was gonna spank you.
Yeah.
Go back,
I
Tom.
guess she trying to get back at me. I was messing with her last night because she's not being nice. She's not being nice.
That karma thing, it's getting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't. She's not being nice to you know who, and she needs to be nice to her. She know what I'm talking about.
Oh, she don't drink, but she make. Oh, I need to stop. Okay, never mind. My mind went places it shouldn't.
Yeah.
I make moonshine for you.
Oh wow! All right.
Well, hey man, I want some of that Kentucky moonshine.
She gonna make you some Japanese moonshine
Woo.
with
Man.
rice liquor. Oh Lord, that's gonna burn out your kidneys right there. But
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'll
Take the
get
paint
you.
off the
you're gonna have food in
walls.
your liver and your kidney. Yeah,
Yeah.
Japanese. Yeah,
Yeah.
That'll make that spit on your head spin.
heck yeah. You know how many soldiers they messed up with that stuff? They came back all with heads messed up, PTSD and stuff. Yeah.
That's okay. All right, hey, Nick and Sue, it has been a pleasure talking to you guys.
It has for us too.
I
you.
really appreciate you guys coming on the show.
We appreciate you having us on the
Yeah.
show.
Yes,
I see
ma'am.
you guys.
And you know what? I spread the word around. Anybody up there in Northeast Iowa? I think you guys are in Northeast Iowa.
That's where we're originally from, so yeah, we're about an hour.
Close enough.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, tell them if they want to come on the show. I would love to have them.
Okay.
And even if you want to come back with the whole team,
Would
We would
love,
love
to.
to
I
do
would
that.
love to have the whole team
Yeah,
come
we can
on.
do that.
That
Hi.
would be fun.
We'll set that up for like later in the year when we get some more investigations under our hat. And
Yes, sir. I would appreciate it. And hopefully, like I said, we'll do this again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Will do.
Definitely.
Count
Okay,
on it.
so hey, quick, tell the world,
I know, Irene.
tell
Hi.
the world how to get a hold of you if they want to come up, hang out, socialize, eat some of that Iowa corn, and do an investigation with you guys.
I love to travel.
There you go. Come on
Yeah.
down.
Come on
We
down.
got some places
And I
to
ain't been
go.
It's not down, it's up.
Well, for her, it's kind of over and up.
It's
Yeah, over
open
there.
up. Yeah, it's open up. But you know what? I haven't been to Iowa yet. I would love to go and put my mark on Iowa.
Yes.
And I would even go on an investigation with you guys.
All right.
You know what, Irene?
The building for you.
Or you can just,
guys.
we can get you here, you can just vicariously through our lives join us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you can find us on Facebook. 3 separate words, people. Short bus paranormal. Yeah, don't put short and bus together. You're not going to get there. So that's where you'll find us. When we do our investigations, we go live. We bring everybody in with us. See what they can see.
Oh
what they
yeah,
can
I'll
hear.
come there and
You know,
watch you guys. When you come online? When do you do that?
Normally we start like
What the hell?
7-ish, usually in the evening. Central time. If we get to a location early enough, we'll do a walkabout and show people the location that we're at, give them a little bit of a history on the place, and then give them a little bit of a break while we set up, and then then away we go. Yep.
Okay.
which is perfect for people like you, Missy, because you get to see it before anybody else is there, and you get to pick up on that stuff that's there. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's the fun part right there.
So next week is McIntyre Villa, and we're going to be doing the Monroe House in Indiana, which you've probably heard about.
Yep.
We've got the Klondike Hotel coming up, Malvern Manors coming up, Ashmore Estates is coming up, Edinburgh Manors coming up. What am I missing?
Yeah.
Well, we've got some really good locations coming up, so we're pretty excited.
All right. Well,
right.
you know what? Thanks for all the info, guys. And like I'm saying, I really appreciate you guys coming on the show.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Tell everybody up there in Iowa that I said hello.
I will do that. Like I said, we got some other.
Everybody in Iowa, we love you in Iowa.
Come on up.
And
Come on
hey,
up.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
hey, you can bring some of that weather down here with that. Hey,
You
I'll
can
go.
have all this hot weather, man. You
I'm
can
up
have
there
it
find
all.
me a cowboy.
I want some of that cold weather. I don't want none of the hot weather.
Oh no, I'm keeping the cold weather. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Here in January, we got snow and
Oh man, that would be so awesome.
All right.
Snow. All
All right.
that.
Hey, guys. Hey,
Cool
Hey,
breeze.
yeah, if you guys want to get a hold of Nick and Sue and Short Buzz Paranormal from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, reach out to them on their Facebook. Hey, is that all you got? It's Facebook, right?
Yep.
Okay, reach out to them on Facebook. You know what, Irene, me and you going to have a long talk. Because I don't know what she's doing.
You're in trouble though.
You're in trouble.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing to her.
Not that you're aware of.
Well, yeah, you got a point.
Something and you don't know.
But anyway, hey guys, it's been a pleasure. Let's do it.
Thank
Let's
you.
do it again. I got to get ready for my next podcast, which is going to start in like 10 minutes.
All right.
And hey, but if you guys please zoom on over to NSPS TV Paranormal, check out some of our live videos on our investigations, and also zoom over to NSPS TV Paranormal Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3.
Great.
Huh?
Absolutely.
Season
Sue's working
3.
tomorrow, so I'll probably be checking it out tomorrow.
Well, yeah, check out all 3 seasons, and you're able to, check out some of our investigations. Please leave me a quick comment if you got anything that you want to ask.
All right.
And and the rest will be history. In the meantime, hey guys, this is Terry with NSPA TV Paranormal Podcast, signing off from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Peace. Bye, guys.
Everybody.
Take care, folks. Bye bye. See you
Bye.
next soon.
Bye. Be safe, guys.